Once upon a time, long, long ago, in the misty past, there was a princess named Rhea Silvia. She was the daughter of King Numitor, and she had a brother whose name I won't trouble you with because I'm about to kill him. One day, Numitor went out for cigarettes, and his brother did a coup, and the new king, Amulius, wasn't keen on keeping claimants to the throne laying around, so he chucked the boy out of a window. Rhea, however, was allowed to keep her life on the condition that she take the vows of Vesta, goddess of the hearth. Of note is that these vows include a lifetime of celibacy on pain of death, which Rhea quickly agreed to. Rhea took the vows and became the perfect, dutiful priestess. She tended the eternal flame, didn't kiss any boys, and remained pure of heart. Vesta loves that shit, and Rhea was soon blessed by the goddess's protection in return for her service. Unfortunately, the attention of one god frequently attracts the attention of other gods, and Rhea became the object of desire for the god of war Mars. One day, as Rhea went out to fetch water, Mars jumped her, dragged her into a cave, and did a Zeus. From this rape, Rhea bore twin sons, and Vesta was pissed. She snuffed the eternal flame in the temple, cracked the altar, and forever turned her eyes away from the dirty skank. Things went from bad to worse for Rhea when her uncle found out about his nephews, and she was thrown into prison, and a servant was given the task of disposing of the two boys. Unbeknownst to the king, however, this servant was a big loser who was too chicken to kill babies with his own hands, and instead he cast the boys into the river Tiber. The god of this river didn't really want to deal with the repercussions of drowning his cousin's kids, and so the boys were swept safely downstream, and they washed ashore amongst an area with 7 hills. We call this foreshadowing. There, the boys cried out for their mother, and their mewling attracted a ferocious she-wolf. And of course, rather than eating the boys, this wolf licked them clean and suckled them back to health. There's a lovely sculpture of this. It's called the Capitoline Wolf. Soon afterwards, a passing shepherd spots the boys, chases off the wolf, and takes them home, where the twins are raised in blissful domestic tranquility, herding sheep. The boys grow up strong and charismatic, and as they grow and become young adults, they do as most all young adults do, and become obstinate political activists. One day, they debate harder than is strictly legal, and Remus gets taken prisoner. Brought before the wicked king, Remus is quickly recognized by Amulius and sentenced to death. But just before the headsman swings his axe, Romulus bursts in with his band of merry men, and they slaughter everyone. The good guys win, Amulius is dead, and Numitor comes back and tells the boys about their dad, and with a new sense of their manifest destiny, the twins gather a band of outlaws and warriors and set off downstream to found a city of their own. They journeyed until they came back to that area with 7 hills, and the two brothers agreed that their city would be built here. What they did not agree upon was on which hill the city would be built. Romulus wanted the Palatine Hill, Remus wanted the Aventine Hill. Both men were stubborn, and both were convinced that their hill was the best hill, and so they decided to resolve their conflict as men do, through competitive augury. Best sign from the gods wins, winner takes all. Both men retired to their hills and consulted the sky for signs from the gods. Soon afterwards, Remus was sent 6 eagles, and he cried out that the signs favored him and that he had won. But Romulus crossed his eyes and said that he had seen 12 eagles, which meant that his hill was twice as good, and he started to build his wall upon the Palatine. Remus said that his dinky wall sucked, and he jumped over it, to prove his point, and so Romulus killed his brother for trespassing. He then plowed a line around the wall and consecrated it with his brother's blood, creating the Pomerium, the sacred border around the Palatine Hill, constituting what would become the heart of the city of Romulus, the city of Rome. So, we're going to break off here for the day. Remus is dead, and the clock stands at April 21st, 753 BC. Now, the year might have a little bit of a fudge factor, but the ancient sources are pretty unanimous on the day of the city's founding, the holiday of Neptune Equester, which is April 21st. This story is obviously fiction. It is a creation myth, and as oral historians passed the tale down over the years, it changed little by little like a long-form game of telephone. So many of the themes actually have more to do with the Rome that exists 400 years later than the Rome that existed here at its founding. More on this later. I had a good time making this video. It's been a lot of work, but it's been fun. If you had a good time watching it, please leave a like or a comment in order to trick the robots into maybe recommending it to other people so that I can get more unbiased opinions on the type of content that people would like to see me make in the future. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.